I suppose we spend the rest of the time here then just trying to catch a singular Pokemon that's got a 1% chance of appearing. Maybe. This is Route 42. Yeah, the only way we'd be able to get... No, Route 45's right there. Okay, it's a little ways away. But I say we just go for this real quick. Let me grab these last two apricorns, and then we'll be done with it. We'll go in this little entrance here. Oh, there's a basement. I don't know if I knew there was a basement. No, I did know that. Okay, never mind. I have that marked. So, if we go to B1F... Okay, well this is probably where the, like, crazy stuff happens. But I'm not interested in that. Gosh dang it. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Taking way too many breaks this episode. Sorry. Okay. We're going back upstairs. I'm just gonna surf around here for a second, but I'm not, like... I just want to see what's around. I'm not really intending to do much. But we do know there is a whole B1F. I just don't really care to explore it at the moment. Because there's nothing much for us there. There is a waterfall here. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I wanted to know. So I'm going to, against my better judgment, spend a little bit of time just wandering around here, seeing if we can get a 1% encounter. It's not the most important thing in the world, but it is on the list. We gotta get it somehow. The only other way, like I said, there's a swarm. That we can get, but given how we had a guy in our phone number that we're waiting for a swarm from, and he has not given it to us. Oh, that's another one I guess that could happen off stream. Is if that happens off stream, if somebody calls me and says, "Hey, there's a swarm," I'm going to catch that Pokemon. Because it is the only way to get it. Otherwise. Oh, no. Unless I had a Super Rod, which I don't have. The Super Rod is... I know where to get it, but it's actually really, really late game. Like, it's post-Elite Four, so just don't even, like, assume we're gonna get that anytime soon. I don't know why they did it that way, but with Super Rod, it's kind of hard to get. Yeah, it's possible to get this one walking. The other one, no. You'd have to have the Super Rod. But if, like I said, yeah, Swarm, we'll catch it. But otherwise, I won't do that. I think it'd be pretty rare if it just kind of, the swarm just kind of happened off, on stream, honestly. Although I do probably spend more time on the stream playing the game than I do off stream. It's just that I do, you know, more days overall, but I probably only spend I don't know, maybe even like 20 minutes at most, probably, going around doing this stuff. Genuinely not very much at all. But hey, 1% chance really isn't that bad. It just means that in like 100 encounters, we'd expect to find at least one. But it doesn't mean we necessarily have to do 100 encounters. It just means that within 100 encounters, like, you could get it on the first one, but just don't expect it to get it for like another 99. Because that's like the rarity of it, you know? Just that's how likely it is. Very unlikely. And it is in this specific area. It has to be in the entrance, because this is the first floor, but there's like an entrance and a back area. It is not in the back area. It specifically has to be in the entrance area. It's really weird. I'm trying not to say specifically what it is, if you're wondering why I haven't said what it is exactly. I don't know if people care, like, yeah, maybe it'll be an interesting spoiler, but at the same time, I suppose maybe it's boring if you don't know what we're doing here. I don't know. I guess I need more feedback on that. Somebody let me know. Would you rather know or not know? Is it more exciting to not know? Well, I guess then I'm setting myself up for disappointment, probably. Setting everybody up for disappointment. Basically, it's a Marill. That's what it is. We're looking for a Marill. This is the only place in the game you can get a Marill. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. We likely won't be using Marill long term, but we do want it. Also, there might be some people wondering, what about Azumarill? Or sorry, not Azumarill. Azurill. Why is that evolutionary line so confusing? There's Azurill, and then there's Marill, and then there's Azumarill. Azumarill is the most evolved form of it. But Azurill is like the baby version of it. And you're like, what about Azurill? Azurill was not introduced until Generation 3, so it does not exist in Generation 2. So we just need a Marill and then an Azumarill. So we don't need to bother with Azurill. But if it wasn't the game, I would just try to get the Azurill as best I could. If I needed to. I don't know. It might get weird in the future where you, like, can't catch the least evolved version of a Pokemon and might just have to get it from an egg. But I don't know why I would bother with that, necessarily, except just to fill the Pokedex. Even though it won't matter. It only matters to me, really. But that also applies to Mantine, if you were wondering why I didn't catch a Mantike first. It's because Mantine does not have... Mantike is not in Generation 2. Mantike was added, I think, Gen 3. I might be thinking of Gen 4. It might have been Gen 4. I don't really know. I'm thinking it was Generation 3. Although Gen 2, I think, did add, like... I think this game has Magby and, like, Elekid. Which is weird. That they kind of started the trend of, like, kid versions. And it has Tyrogue. Kid versions of Pokemon that already exist. It just didn't add all of them. No Azurill. I want to say that was Generation 3, but I could be wrong. It could be Gen 4. I don't know. Gen 4 is, like, one of my favorites, personally. I like Gen 3 and Gen 4. I honestly can't wait to jump into Gen 3, because Gen 3 was, I mean, it's weird to say that like all of these are my childhood. Like I remember playing Pokemon Red as a small child, and I remember playing this in like 2000. I would have been like 7 when this came out, right? And then in like Gen 3, which would have been like what, 2002, 2003. It's like 2-3 years later. I would have been 10. You know, it's like I was still a kid. It still is my childhood Pokemon game. Like, they all kind of are. The thing. Pokemon Gen 1, I believe, came out in like 90... Oh, man, this is hard. That's 98? 98? 96, probably. In which I would have been, like, pretty young. But, you know, give me a few years, and I was perfectly able to play Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I had it as a really, really young kid. Yeah, but I remember it really well, so I remember playing it. And then shortly after Generation 2 came out, and I bought that, and my parents got it for me, and it was in 2000. I remember it was the greatest year of my life, because it was the same year that Majora's Mask came out, and I was obsessed with that game. This is like when video games were like great. I was like discovering that there were like games coming out that were just amazing. Like, games just kept getting better and better. You know what I mean? Great time. And then Generation 3, which was fantastic as well. Very different vibe. Generation 3 has a very different vibe. But Generation 4, I think, was kind of on the tail end for me of like my childhood. Generation 3 was on the DS. Trying to think like what year that would have been. It had to have been like 2006, 2005, 2006, something like that. I think the Wii came out in 2005 and the DS was like out a little bit earlier. I think the Wii came out in 2000. I think it was 2005, but like late 2005 or maybe 2006. I don't know. It's hard for me to remember. I'm usually pretty good with that kind of stuff. I'm in the ballpark. I know that for a fact. It's got to be one of those 2 years. Then there's so then there's the the DS version would have been, oh gosh, I don't know. I feel like the DS was out just slightly before the Wii. So it had to have been, and I think Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were pretty early iterations of they were pretty early on the DS's life cycle. Not the most early. I think like 2006, 2007. That's where I want to put them. I feel like 2008 is way too late. 2007 is possible. It feels like it had to have been early 2007. Probably 2008 is too late. I think personally. No way it was 2008. Because if you get... because Black and White, I remember. Because, like, when I graduated high school was 2011. And I remember in 2009 is when Skyward Sword came out. And I specifically remember going to the store and seeing Skyward Sword at the same time as, like, the new Pokemon. As Black and White was out. And then I didn't buy either of them. Because I was like, I'm going to college and I just don't care anymore. I was like too cool for it. I'm like, I'm too cool to play this stuff anymore. I don't even care about the new Zelda. Bro, I don't need to play the new Zelda, man. I'm going to college. I'm an adult now. That's how I felt. I didn't play the new Pokemon either. Even though I was obsessed with Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl were like the best to me. They're like so good. It was my favorite thing. I hope I haven't like brainlessly like gone up against a Marill and ran away from the fight. I hope that didn't happen. I don't think so. I think I'm autopiloting this pretty well. Yeah. I think you'll find that if you look online, you'll find that a lot of my dates are pretty accurate. I don't know exactly. It's kind of hard for me to place exactly, but I can get in the ballpark there. It's just because I don't know. I can place stuff pretty easily. Just based on context clues. I don't know if everybody can do that. I feel like some people have a lot of trouble like remembering, like you like say a specific year and be like, what came out that year? Like people won't necessarily remember. But I can usually do it by just placing games and consoles and stuff. Be like, oh yeah, that was around that time. The GameCube came out in like, I want to say 2001, 2002. I think Wind Waker was like 2002. Smash Bros. Melee, I think, was 2001. But you see, like, late 2000 was like the tail end of the N64. It's when the, like, expansion pack came out. And you got, like, Donkey Kong 64, you got, like, Majora's Mask, and it's also when Gold and Silver came out. So Pokemon Stadium 2, 2000. And then, like, a year later, the GameCube came out. So I know that. It's weird. Weird to think about. That was a weird transitional period, I feel like. From, like, N64 3D to, like, GameCube era. It was, like, felt like a pretty big upgrade. And then, like, PS2 and the Xbox era. It was a really edgy time. Very edgy. You had to be there. I don't know, but I genuinely remember it just being really dark. I have specific memories of like going to a GameStop and it was like just like actually really dark, dimly lit in this GameStop. I remember like playing Agent Under Fire on like a demo station at a GameStop. I think it was a GameStop. And for some reason it was just really dark in there. I think it was just like, it was just the aesthetic of the era. It was just like dimly lit. People love that, right? Everybody loves when you can't see anything. Maybe it's because GameStop just used to be like that. I don't remember. Can anybody confirm that? Like, GameStop used to be just really dimly lit for some reason? In, like, the early 2000s? I feel like that's true. In my brain, it's true. Oh, man. Nostalgia. I feel like, you know, sometimes I think about, like, what people are going to be nostalgic for. Like, if they, you know, if there's kids, like, growing up right now, it's like, what are they going to be nostalgic for? It's like, what is it that, like, currently defines the era of, like, the early 2020s? You know? I feel like it's hard to place until after you've exited it, you know? It's like, although at the same time, I feel like I have trouble thinking of, like, what was nostalgic about, like, what would have been nostalgic about the 2010s, you know? It's like, what the heck happened in the 2010s? Although the 2010s were kind of a long time ago. 2012, 2010, 2012. I'm trying to remember what even happened. What even happened in the 2010s? 2010s sucked. I suppose the boost of YouTube. YouTube kind of blew up in the 2010s, didn't it? It was pretty not big. It wasn't as big. I feel like you have like 2007 was like the first YouTube video. Wasn't it like 2007? You can like look it up. It's like a video of the guy who created YouTube like looking at elephants and stuff. It's like the first YouTube video. Pretty famous. I think, no, it had to have been earlier. Like 2006 probably, right? So like a lot of like YouTube and streaming kind of blew up in the 2010s, didn't it? Just like came into existence. Justin TV and all that. Now it's like a full-time job that people can do. It's really weird. I guess the inception of like Twitter and the blowing up of social medias. You know, we went through like Vine, we went through now that I think about it, the 2010s were actually pretty big. At least in terms of their impact on the modern day. There's a lot of stuff I'm taking for granted here. It's like most of social media. I feel like before 2010 we had like Facebook and that's it. It's like Twitter I think it might have been pre-2010, but like just barely. If it was. And then after that, we got like stuff like Instagram. I feel like Instagram was after, although I might just have not have been aware of it. To be honest, hard to say. But I remember the Twitter blowing up. 'Cause I remember watching a news story about it on the TV, and they're like, Twitter, this brand new app where you can follow celebrities. I'm like, why would I use that? I don't care. And I still feel like that. To this day, I still don't see the point of Twitter. I remember I had a thought. As soon as I thought about that, I'm like, that doesn't seem like it would be useful for, like, a normal person. Seems like it'd be great if you were, like, an obsessive fan or a celebrity for building your brand, or just a company that's trying to build their brand. It's like, that's what it's good for. For everybody else, for every, like, normal person, it's just, like, yelling into the void. And, like, maybe getting a response from somebody you don't know and will never meet. It's like, who cares? I never understood it. And yet it's like it's like one of the biggest social media platforms that exists. I still don't get it. I genuinely don't understand why anybody cares. Why would you want to be on that platform? I don't know. I've been watching like a lot of videos about people complaining about the whole like Elon Musk thing. It was like Elon Musk took over Twitter. And they're like, he's ruining Twitter. And I'm like, at what point was Twitter like a good thing? At what point were we like excited about Twitter? Like, I understand YouTubers complaining about the downfall of Twitter and being upset about it, because it's like a free place for them to like market themselves, you know? It's like, it makes sense for them. But like, for the average person, who gives a shit? Why does anybody care? I don't understand it. I didn't understand. Like, I'm just a normal guy, you know? I couldn't care less. Just strange to me. I'm trying to understand why people even browse it. I don't really know. Maybe that people look at it for news. I guess that makes sense. But surely there's better places to get your news from. I guess if you spend a lot of time online, you just want your online news. But again, I feel like mostly it's just people that just want to follow, like, famous people, and just I feel like there is like a parasocial sort of aspect just built into it, you know? It's just kind of built into the platform. It's the whole point of it, you know? Kind of the whole point of it. I feel like people devalue it. They're like, no, being parasocial is just like thinking this person like cares about you and is your friend. It's like taking it a step further. But I mean, I feel like just following somebody on Twitter is already like parasocial. It's like you're not friends with them. You don't know this person. Like, why are you following them? What do you care about their like everyday life? You know? I want to see what my favorite YouTuber posted about his dog. It's like, why? I feel like, personally, I feel like the lines for like what people think is like normal just keep moving further and further away from like what it used to be. It's like that never used to be a normal thing. I mean, I guess like, you know, the older generation has their like paparazzi magazines that just like, you know, people that take pictures of celebrities and write stories about how they're getting fat and shit and publish it in People magazine or whatever. I mean, you know, you have people that read that, but that's like, I don't feel like that's parasocial. I feel like it's more so just like, I don't know. It's not parasocial. It's not like you think yourself like a friend of that person, you know? It's like a different thing. It's like just, I don't know, schadenfreude in a way. It's like you see these beautiful people and you just want to know that they're normal human beings and not just like godlike, you know? I think that's more what it is. You're like, oh, you feel better about yourself when you find out negative things about other people that you think are above you. I think that's mainly what it is. But like following people on Twitter is like a whole other... It's just like weird. I don't know. And I feel like I'm always going to feel like it's weird. That's why I don't have a Twitter account. I don't know if I'll ever really make one. I mean, I do have a Twitter account. I just don't use it. I literally made a Twitter account just to claim the name that I use for everything. Just so nobody else claims it and pretends to be me. I was like, that'd be weird if somebody did that, so I just just thought about it in advance. I'm like, I'll just make the account, but I probably won't use it. I think I used it for a little bit just to, like, see what would happen if I tweeted out every time I uploaded a video to YouTube. See if it would, like, improve the traffic. It didn't, so I stopped. And now I don't use it anymore. I don't know. This has been a weird rant. What should I call this, a rant? It's went from describing years. That is the 2010s, though. You know, Vine, I think, came to being in the 2010s and then died in the 2010s, and then TikTok started happening in, like, 2019, 2018. When did TikTok start? 2019? It's like the new Vine, late 2010s. I just like all that stuff. The entirety of Twitch's history is in the 2010s. It's weird to think about. A lot of the biggest YouTubers on the platform. There's a lot of people, dude. There's a lot of people I used to watch in the early 2010s that, like, are just no longer on that platform. That used to be, like, huge, and just are not there anymore. It's weird. It's weird, like, seeing people just disappear and just move on with their lives. Having, like, spent that small amount of time just being, like, a celebrity, you know? Although, celebrity status on YouTube was not as much as it is now. I feel like it's much different. You know, like, you can have billions of subscribers. Well, if you're a music channel. I suppose Mr. Beast is probably the best example of just, like, a single person running a YouTube channel that's not already, like, a celebrity or a musical artist that probably has somebody else run their channel for them, you know? He's the only one that, like, I guess runs his own channel. And he's got, like, he doesn't have 1 billion subscribers, I don't think. He's got, like, what, 10 million? How many does he have? He's got, like, tens of millions at least. Which is just insane. I mean, that's insane. Yeah, nobody I was watching back in the early 2010s would have had nearly that many. There's a lot of people that just got surpassed by a lot of people. And it just became clear, like, what the algorithm sort of valued. And I don't think it's really, like, good content. It's more so just, like, your ability to, like, entice people into watching something. You know? It's just, like, that's more so what the platform values, and I feel like it's kind of worse for it. Like, there's a lot of shit that's just, like, it looks interesting on the surface, you click it, and it's just, like, I don't care. And then sometimes it's, like, then the tactic becomes, can I, like, appeal to your ADHD enough to make you think that whatever this video is about is interesting, you know? It's like, then they do that, then they go through that tactic. Like, it definitely works for some people. Or it's just like, you know, I make a 8-minute video, and it's just like, just gotta get you to watch all 8 minutes, you know? That's all. Make it seem like it's going really fast. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Still looking for Marill. I'm gonna give it 7 more minutes. We'll be at 3:30 flat. 3 hours and 30 minutes. And if we don't run into a Marill by then, I'm just gonna end stream. So we will come back to it, I think, once we get... I don't know. Maybe I should try to catch it off stream, because I'm thinking, like, it'll probably take longer to wait for a swarm to happen, won't it? Given that I haven't experienced even the original swarm from the one guy that I was expecting, that I got, whose phone number I got really early on. Like, surely I should have gotten that swarm by now. And I haven't. So it's probably even rarer to wait for a frickin' swarm to happen. It takes more time. I don't know. I feel like I have to sift through a lot of bullshit on YouTube now. It's like you know, it's too many thumbnails of like just stuff that maybe seems like, okay, this could be interesting. I click on it and I'm like, I don't care, and then I click off the video. But it's like the recommendations are so annoying because it's like, you know, you click on a video, and even though I didn't like watch the video fully, it's like, depending on how popular that YouTuber is, it's like you just get endless recommendations. Even though I didn't even watch that whole video, like I clicked off, I didn't care. And it's like YouTube's like, oh, you like this now? Oh, you clicked on it. Oh, you like this? I'm like, no, I don't. I didn't like it. That's why I didn't watch the whole video. It like doesn't even care. Ugh, I don't know. There's some that really annoy me. That it's like I have never, I think, watched a full video that they've done, and like every now and again maybe I click because they keep recommending me the same, like, and I don't even notice sometimes what I'm clicking on. It's like I click on it and then I'm like, nope, that video sucks, and I click off. And I just get recommended every single thing that they upload, and I'm like, I don't watch this channel. It's just you keep showing it to me, and I keep getting tricked. And I watch two seconds of it, and I click off. Like, I clearly don't want to watch this channel. Why can't they get it into their thick skulls? I don't know. Yes, I don't know. Some days my favorite thing is like long form content. I like that sort of thing where people like do it like an essay, or I talk about stuff for an extended period of time. It's like you can kind of sit and watch or listen to it in the background, and it's like a good video. There's not a lot of people that like actually do that well. I think one of my favorites is like Emplemon. I'll watch like literally everything he uploads. Anything, if he uploads a video, I'm gonna watch it. I don't even care what the subject matter is. It's like one of those rare ones where you just watch for the, specifically for the username, you know? You're like, oh, Emplemon video. Gonna watch that. I think Jenny Nicholson, that's another one. I'll watch everything she uploads. So I'm like, oh, 5-hour video about like an amusement park. Gonna watch this. This is gonna be great. I don't know. There's not a lot of YouTubers like that I feel like personally. 3:27, 3 more minutes of just wandering around. This is very boring. But I feel like this is just kind of the way I'm gonna have to do it. Maybe I just do this off stream. Feels unfair to kind of sit here and make people watch this. In fact, maybe I should have just done that from the beginning. And not just have this blight on the last 30 minutes of my stream. Yeah, it's gonna get uploaded to YouTube, and people are gonna be like, oh. Scroll through. Okay, you still there? You didn't catch it? Okay. Click off the video. But at least I had commentary. At least my commentary was something. I was talking about something there. I don't know if it was good. I don't know if it was, if what I said was any good, but I definitely talked about stuff. So I do need to go back and like explore that whole era. 2000s. I love the 2000s. I love the do I love the 2010s? I was gonna say I love the 2010s. I don't think I love the 2010s so much. I think it's the 2000s are like my that's my place. That's where I belong. Cause that goes from like, I mean, if you go to 2000s, like N64 all the way to like the Nintendo Wii, early PS3 and 360, towards the later end into the 2010s. I believe. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain about that. I think like Call of Duty 4, right? That's probably a good metric. Call of Duty 4, I think, came out in like 2007, right? It's like a good metric because that was on all the consoles. That was on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. And it was like a big deal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If you guys weren't around for the 2000, is that possible? Let me think. Hold on. 3 years. What's another 3 years? Yeah, if you were born in 2007, you'd be 16 right now. That sucks. That's painful. Yeah, I guess it's possible you wouldn't be. It's possible. There's people that, I mean, it's definitive that there are people that were not around in 2007 when Call of Duty 4 came out. It was like the biggest game ever, dude. Everyone was obsessed with that thing. I was like, man, multiplayer online gaming has never been the same since. I'm so nostalgic for that game. It was the greatest game of all time. I was like, it was alright. I don't know. I'll be the loser that says I didn't really play it. I remember everybody talking about it, and I was probably the only one that didn't play it at all. And also kind of resented a little bit. I kind of was a little resentful towards it because everybody loved it and I couldn't play it. So I had a Wii. I was a Nintendo kid. I liked my Nintendo stuff. So I was kind of a loser. But also the other consoles were so much more expensive. It's like I bought a Wii. I was like, my parents couldn't afford to buy me like an Xbox 360 or a PS3. It's like I don't know. We weren't like super well off or anything. Like I could afford to ask my parents for like another expensive ass console. Cause like the PS3 came out at like $600, dude. Nobody can afford that. Like, my parents are gonna buy me a $600 console for Christmas? No, absolutely not. It's ridiculous. 360 was a little cheaper, but I think it was like 500, 400 or 500. Maybe it was like 300. I don't know. I don't remember. It was insane, man. Couldn't afford any of that. The Wii was $250. It was like $200 to $250, I think. It was like my parents can afford that, especially if they frame it as like a present for everyone. You know, not just like for one person. They're like, oh, we got this for all of you, and they take it out of the quota for every kid, for all three of us. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. We couldn't afford to have the other consoles, so I didn't even get one until I went off to college. I somehow got it as like a going away present. I can't really remember how I got it. I don't remember if it was a present or I had to pay for it, part of it by myself. I think I had to pay for part of it myself. But even then, I didn't even buy any of the Call of Duty games. I had Halo Reach, and that was it. I played a little bit of Halo Reach online, but by that time, I'll be honest, it was like 2000. Like I graduated high school 2011. I went to college in late 2011. You know, so it was like, it had already been out for like 4 years. And everybody that had been playing it for the last like 4 years, they were all so good at these games. And I was like starting to play it, and I was just so bad. And I was just like, I can't do this. I'm not enjoying this. It's like, I'm terrible. It's like, people are so much better than me. Because they've been playing this for like 4 years straight. It's like, I have so much to catch up. Like, I just couldn't do it. So I you know, there's a little bit of like resentment there that I just didn't much care for it. I'm like, I don't like this. This is stupid. These games are dumb. Everybody just knows the maps. Like that's a huge part of it, is just like memorizing the map and like how the map goes. Especially in Halo, there's like, you can memorize the map and then you can memorize the like location of like the swords and the hammers, the gravity hammers. It's just like, I just don't care. I don't care enough. I'm not gonna bother to like memorize these maps, man. It just didn't feel like that interesting to me. It's like, I feel like it's not really high skill if you just, you know, I walk into an area that's like, they just, I don't know, they just know the map, you know? It's like, that's not really skill, it's just memorization of an area. It's just not that impressive. We're 333. I kind of want to just keep pushing it, honestly. But I don't think I'm gonna. I'll continue this off stream, and I'll try to just catch the Marill. I don't think the getting the swarm is going to be more likely, so I'm just going to do this for a little while, but I'm not going to include it in the stream. So by the next stream, I should have a Marill. Yeah, but I'm not going to force everybody to watch me do this over and over again. Next stream, I don't know, maybe Sunday. We'll see how I'm feeling on Sunday. I might be able to do it, but I'm gonna upload a new Animal Crossing tomorrow, I think. Actually, I've already uploaded it. I just need to like put a title and a thumbnail, and it'll be there tomorrow. So look forward to that. If you watch my YouTube videos or anything, if you want to keep up with my streams, you can follow me. That's about it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing Pokemon until I finish it. I have other ideas for stream. Actually, I don't know if that's true, because I've been thinking about doing a Tony Hawk Underground 2 streaming that for a little bit. So I might do that in between, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. So if you're interested in that, otherwise, I don't know. I've got other stuff that I kind of want to do, but I just don't know whether or not I should bother with that or what I should do really with streaming. I've been trying a lot of different things. Anyways, I need to end the stream. So, goodbye. I changed my mind. I'm just gonna do this as a separate stream, and then anybody who can watch this garbage can watch it. We're just gonna sit here and we're gonna run into random encounters until I catch them. I don't care how long it takes, but I think it'll just be more fun that way. Rather than me catching it offline, it's so boring. It's so uninteresting. But here, let's make a stream for it. I mean, it could just be like 10 minutes. We just come across it. Who knows? But we're gonna try our darndest. Maybe I should try to play some music or something. I don't know. I did start a playlist just for like stream music, but I haven't really been using it. I've been trying to like pay attention to like what other streamers do, especially in like VODs. I don't really watch other streamers, but I do watch VODs of other streamers. So like I'll watch that, and I'll watch like an edited VOD. Sometimes I just watch full VODs, depending on like how interesting the streamer is. Like Northern Lion, he does like clips. Like he clearly cuts parts out of his streams and uploads them in parts and sections. But like he clearly doesn't cut any of it out. It's like a section of a stream that he did, you know. He's a good streamer. He's one of my favorite current streamers, I think. Just like he's charismatic enough, I think, is the best to just like carry a stream by just, you know, talking. Great dude. I watch his I usually watch his my favorite streams that he does is the Sporkle and I think they're his most popular streams anyways. Sporkle and what's the other one? React Court. Those are the best ones. Those are the ones I watch every single time I get recommended them. They're great. That's the kind of stuff I love. I'd love to do... I've done Sporkle streams before. I feel like I should try to do more Sporkle streams, but it's just like... just struggling, you know, to find an audience much. It's kind of hard. But I should do more of that. I feel like I'm not, like... The problem is I don't have any specific, like, talent. Like, he's got, like, insane knowledge of, like, actors and actresses and directors and famous people, and I don't necessarily have that, or even, like, the movie trivia down. There's parts of, like I can guess movies, but probably not as well. Definitely not as well as he. Like, he just knows stuff. I can do games easily. Games, 100% easy trivia. No problem. I can do that. But then, like, I think about doing that, and I'm like, nobody's going to want to watch this. It's just me, like, easily solving these quizzes. Like, yep, I know that game. There's stuff. I can do music. Somewhat. I don't know. I feel like, you know, I'm okay at trivia. I feel like maybe I shouldn't even bother comparing myself to another person and like, am I as good at him as trivia? Probably not. It's just like it's just like a different, you know, different thing. I like trivia. I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. And I've always liked it. I've always been drawn to like trivia games in the store and whatnot. Whenever I'm home, I love doing trivia games. I used to watch Jeopardy all the time. It's like my favorite thing, man. It's just like when you know an answer, it's like so cathartic. It just feels so good. And you're like, oh, I know this. Oh, I know that one. It's just a great feeling, you know? And there's a lot of just random nonsense that's just in my brain. You know? Just random garbage. I don't know why it's there, but it's just there. I feel like maybe I should be a better streamer than I am. But the problem is like just trying to like think of stuff to talk about. It's like I know I have stuff to talk about, but just gotta figure out like what I should talk about in the moment. Anyways. I feel like I'm getting weirdly self-praising, and I'm like, it makes me uncomfortable. Every time I'm like, ugh, I shouldn't do that. That's like gross and weird. So I'm like, oh, I should, I should stop. Okay. Where do we go? What other streamers? Like like I said, I don't really watch streamers, but I like Germa's stuff. I'll watch some of his like clips and stuff. He does interesting things. He's a funny guy and very entertaining. Why did I even start talking about this? I don't even remember. Anyways, we're looking for a Marill. I don't know if I need to like mention it, since this is like gonna be a separate stream. It's a 1% chance to catch a Marill. Quite unlikely. And it's gonna really suck if we don't catch the first one that we see. I had a lot of ideas for like videos to do. Most of them were like retrospectives, I think. And like just, but the struggle I have is to find the time to do it. Especially since a lot of the time I go and I start doing like I started doing an Animal Crossing series, and it's like taking up so much of my like time I could be working on it. On like a retrospective or something, it's just like, okay, well let me edit this like 20-minute Animal Crossing episode and then upload that. And then I'm just like, alright, now I'm gonna go watch a TV show. And then I started uploading because I wanted to do like something else. You know, I've just been uploading Animal Crossing. And some people were talking and being like, oh, why don't you do something else? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I took an idea of like a thing that I had been thinking of doing with a friend before. I decided I was just gonna do it on my own. That was the Epic Mickey series that I've been doing. Just been meaning to check that game out because it's like exists in a weird place in my brain of like I remember reading about it and thinking it looked really interesting and then not really hearing anything about it. I'm like, I really want to just play that and experience it and see if it's actually any good, because like it could be like a hidden gem that nobody really talks about anymore. And now that I'm, you know, a certain way of the way through it, I think that there's a reason people don't really talk about it, is because it's not that good. It's just like, it has the feeling of something that should be better than it is, and it just unfortunately is just not. I feel like it doesn't reach the heights that it needs to reach, you know? It's just kind of disappointing, all things considered. It's just not great. It feels bad to say. But, yeah. Kind of disappointing. And which is sad, because in my mind, it was like this hidden gem, you know? Always. After all these years, I've just been thinking about that game. It's lived in my brain. It's like sucks to like now know about it and be like, oh, that's what that game was. It's just like, okay. It's got a lot of interesting ideas, but unfortunately it's just not good enough to really be remembered for years and years and years to come. It's kind of sad. But I don't know, there's a couple other games that I want to get through. There's one that I feel like I'll just say it. I want to play Zack and Wiki Quest for Barbaros Treasure, which is a game that came out on the Wii. I forget who made it, maybe Capcom, I don't remember. But I remember reading about, this is another one I read about in Nintendo Power, and they were absolutely raving about this game. I remember in the article, in the review, they were like, this game is so great, but unfortunately it's probably going to get overlooked, because it's just got this like cutesy character designs, and it just doesn't look like the type of game most people would buy. And I remember that kind of sticking with me, that they just gave it this rave review that it was like so good, and it was gonna just probably be a hidden gem. And I have it, I have a copy of it, and I have never played it. But as far as I know, it's just like a puzzle based game. Now of course I try not to, you know, I'm very, you know, leveled out, I suppose, in terms of expectations. I've been through it a lot, where it's like you hear about something and you're just like, that's probably gonna be amazing when I go back and play it, you know, and it's just like not as good as you kind of anticipated it would be. There are some that really blew me away. For example, I think Okami. Although again, a lot of them were just games I played as a kid. Still, I was still pretty young when I played Okami, but it was a game I heard about, and I think it was around like the late 2000s when I actually went and played Okami. So I was still like a teenager, but like that game is phenomenal. That game is great. Then there's, I'm trying to think if there's anything like super recently that I went back and played. Oh, no, I just recently played The Last of Us. For the first time. The Last of Us came out in like, gosh, it hurts me to say, but I think it came out in like 2000, and it was on the PS3. Was it 2011? I want to look it up. Oh, it's 2013. Okay, it's not that long ago then. Okay, I thought it was a little earlier than that, but 2013 is still pretty long ago. That's 10 years ago. That's a decade. 2013 I would have been in college. Huh, that feels weird, because I do remember I was hanging out with my high school friend. It wasn't the first time I heard about the game, but we went to like a Steak and Shake, and I remember our waitress just like trying to like start up a conversation with us for some reason, and she was like talking about, it's like, oh, you guys like games? Have you played The Last of Us? It's like the greatest. It's like the best. It just came out. It's the best game ever. And we were like, no. She's like, oh, okay. And she's like left. It was funny. Neither of us had played it, but he wasn't like much of a video game guy. I was more of a video game guy than he was. He still doesn't even really play video games all that much. He's kind of more of a social guy, I guess. I'm a loser. Still plays video games. But yeah, it feels weird because I was with my high school friend, so it makes me feel like it was earlier, but it wasn't. It was 2013. Okay, so I was probably just back home from college over the summer or something. But I just played that like earlier this month, actually, for the first time. And I kind of was, like, thinking, you know, this game's probably really overrated. Like, you know, in my brain, that's where it's always kind of lived, is like, the game's probably not as good as people say. But, you know, I played it, and I was actually really kind of blown away by it. It's not as, like, aggressively, pretentious, I suppose, as I expected it to be. I expected it to kind of maybe be a little full of itself, and it's not really. It's very simple, straightforward storyline that doesn't, like, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't, like, try to, you know, push you into feeling more than you would reasonably feel. You know, it's really well done. I feel like it actually deserves every bit of praise that it's gotten. It is actually just a genuinely good game. It's, you know, I complained a little bit about its, like, controls and gameplay a little bit early on when I was playing it, and then I kind of got over it. It actually, I changed my mind. It actually works really well. Although I will feel like early on, it's a little annoying, you know, especially if you try to play on hard mode. It's just the game isn't like built for difficulty. It just doesn't make any sense. And the like stealth mechanics are kind of dumb. It's just the way the stealth mechanics work is just kind of dumb. It's like you're actually expecting to stealth through the game. It doesn't really work that way. Namely because of the like actual clickers, as like you can only dispatch them a certain way. It's like pretty early on, there's like an area with like 7 clickers. And it's like you can't kill them unless you have, you can't stealth kill them unless you have a, what are they called? Like a knife thing. So you have to like make that, but you wouldn't have that enough at that point. So you kind of have to like just take them out manually, which I guess you can do, but on hard mode it's a lot trickier. I don't know, but the game is great. I have nothing bad to say about it anymore. I just genuinely think it's a great game. I especially like the like attention to detail and everything that they have in the various different environments. It's like you go to an environment, it's very like it's like supposed to be a specific place, and it like tries to sell you on that it is that place. Like the immersion is great. It makes you feel like you're traveling through a city when you're supposed to feel like you're traveling through like abandoned, overgrown buildings in a city, and it's like. Even though it's like linear environments and linear pathways, it works so well. It's because of the little intricate, the attention to detail that they do in each place that you're in. It's just really good. I really want to play like the remake. I've been watching the HBO show. It's been great. I want to play the remake. I want to play Last of Us 2. And I hope it's not disappointing in comparison, but... Yeah, that was an interesting one to, like, revisit. But the interesting thing is, like, Naughty Dog, who is the developer of The Last of Us, is, like, I always kind of got the feeling that a lot of their games were a little overrated for what they were. There's, like, a lot of hype behind them as a developer, but I felt like they always kind of had a few choices that I feel like were not very good. Namely, I think it's because I played the Jack series, and the Jack series is weird in that they just kind of like, in the second one, they decided to make Jack really edgy and start talking and saying bad words and being really angry all the time, even though it was, you know, the first game is kind of this lighthearted platforming adventure, collectathon, you know, and then it's like, I'm gonna kill whoever the bad guy was. It's like his first words. It's just like weird, and then they decided to add guns to it, and then they added like a sort of weird GTA style overworld where you can like steal motorcycles and cars and stuff and fly around to your destination. It was just like a lot of weird stuff they just put in Jak 2. It was just so bizarre because of how distinct it was from the first game, from Jak and Daxter. Just weird, and it felt really weird to me, and I felt like Jak and Daxter 1 was kind of fairly perfect game in terms of its design. And Jak 2 definitely had a lot of flaws, as did Jak 3. Jak 3 just kind of feels like Jak 2 again, really. It was kind of the same game, just more of it. Yeah, so that's how I felt about that. And then I recently played Uncharted 2 as well. Before The Last of Us, I played Uncharted 2. And I remember this game because it was, like, again, very critically acclaimed. People were, like, absolutely raving about Uncharted 2 and its, like, cinematic, you know, adventure. It's cool because there's a lot of set pieces where you're, like, actively doing things in. Like, in the very beginning of the game, there's this cool thing where you're, like, on a train car that's, like, hanging off a cliff. And there's, like, stuff falling from the train car, and as you climb up it, it starts falling off the cliff and sliding, and you gotta, like, maneuver through it. And it's like a, you know, it's like you're in an active movie cutscene, you know, and there's, like, nobody did, like, games like that didn't really exist at the time. That was like a new kind of idea to be like, I'm in a movie scene. And, like, so Uncharted 2 was just absolutely, you know, adored at the time. So it was like everybody was like, oh my gosh, this is like the greatest game ever. I recently played that and I'm like, yeah, that stuff's cool, in less so in hindsight, because now there's a lot of games that do that and it's not as it's not as spectacular anymore, but, like, you know, I know that's not really fair, you know, judging the game for the time period, it's like, this is incredible. But, like, the problem with it is the rest of the gameplay is just not good. It's like the enemies are like bullet sponges, you can't really aim the guns very well, there's, like, they allow you the same button to switch guns to also pick up ammo. So, like, you'll like want to use a gun and you'll, like, hit triangle to try to pick up ammo, and you'll end up accidentally switching your gun to something you don't want to use, and then you get killed. And then there's, like, the majority of the game is just, there's not even puzzles like you would expect in Uncharted. You know, like, you'd expect it to be kind of like Tomb Raider or something, where it's like you go around like a tomb and you, like, you know, do exploration and you solve puzzles, and there's like a little bit of a slowness to it, but no. It's just an action movie the whole way through the game. And the combat is just, like, not that good or fun. And you really just play the game for the cool set pieces, you know? You play the game for, like, the train sequence where you're climbing up the train car, or the other train sequence when you're on top of a train, actually, and you're, like, jumping, you know, between the train cars, and it's really cool because it looks like the train is actively going somewhere, not just, like, repeating backgrounds. It's like they designed a whole, like, a really long area, or just, like, some sort of sequentially created backgrounds to make you feel like you're actually on a train that's actually going somewhere, not just repeating backgrounds like a Flintstones cartoon, you know? That's the cool stuff, but the rest of the game is kind of frustrating. Well, not frustrating, but it's just annoying. Annoyingly designed. They've got these, like, weird, zombie-fied sort of enemies that are just really hard to take down towards the end. And I'm like, everybody raved about this game like it was, like, a perfect 10 out of 10 masterpiece, and I'm like, it's not. If you judge it, like, fairly, it's really not. It's got, you know, a lot of issues. It's just, it was doing cool things for the time that hadn't really been done before. But, like, if you look at it critically now, it's very flawed. So I guess that's kind of the expectation I had going into The Last of Us. It was going to be kind of the same thing, right? It's going to be like the same thing again, where it's like, yeah, if you look at this from the lens of, like, at the time, this would have been really cool, but, like, now it's, like, less impressive. It's, like, less interesting or good, but I didn't feel that way. And that kind of threw me off, you know? I didn't feel that way at all. I just felt like, no, this is a solid experience all the way through. I had a great time. Good game. You don't get a lot of games like that. Oh, hello. Toast Lord. Welcome. Welcome. We're doing, I'm streaming until I catch a Marill. I did my first, like, 3.5 hour stream. And then I decided to end the stream, and then I started the stream back up and decided I'm just gonna stream until I catch a Marill. And it's a 1% encounter rate. So, theoretically, out of 100 encounters, we should run into 1 Marill out of every 100 encounters. It's kind of stupid, but I decided I either just do this off stream, which I feel like it would kind of be lame, or I just do it on stream, and we just have a stream just by itself where I just try to catch the Marill. Is it just going to be you walking in the circle? Yeah, probably. Probably until I catch the Marill. I'm sorry, I don't know if this is going to be interesting or not. Probably not, but you know, we can hang out. We can talk about stuff. But yeah, once I catch the Marill, it'll be over and done with. And then we won't have to walk in the circle anymore. Yeah, the Slowpoke evolved. It did. It was a trade evolution. I had to do a trade evolution. That's why we got the King's Rock. And I had to give it to it and do a trade evolution. Also my Poliwag evolved. I don't know if you were here when my Quagsire evolved. When my Wooper evolved. What's what? What's that? What's what? No. Okay, yeah. Our Quagsire evolved. Our Magikarp evolved. I don't know if you were there for that. We have a Gyarados. It's in the PC, though. I will bring it out eventually. I wasn't here in the first stream. Oh, okay. Well, okay. I think Quagsire was a little... I don't remember what stream it was. I don't think it was the first stream. Yeah, we got Gyarados. It's not in my party right now, but it will be. I just decided I would, like, level up the other Pokemon. So I'm trying to, like... I'm currently working on leveling up Krabby and Chinchou to evolve them. And then I'll probably put Krabby back in the PC. I'm just like, I don't know. I want to make sure that all my Pokemon are, like, fully evolved. I just thought that'd be more fun that way. So we can kind of, like, use everything for at least a little period of time. Even if we don't end up using them forever. I don't know, but I love Gyarados. That's fair. It is a great Pokemon. It's actually really good for us, because it's the only water flying type that we can get. I have to check if it can learn Fly, though. I don't actually know. But in that case, it would kind of be necessary for us, because we don't have any other Pokemon that can learn Fly. I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable to love Gyarados. It is a great Pokemon. I like Gyarados, too. Genuinely, probably one of the best Pokemon we can get. Yeah, I have Slowking, and I think Slowking we're probably gonna keep for a while. I think he might be like an end game for us. Slowking's really good. Probably one of the best Pokemon we can get for our party. Might replace Quagsire, not sure yet. I might use Lantern just because I like, this is Chinchou. Derek is Chinchou. He evolves into Lantern. He's a water electric type. It's just a really interesting combination of types. So it kind of gives him a lot of interesting advantages, and also it's like one of the best Pokemon we could have against our own type. Against water types, he's probably the best. An electric type's just really good. Really powerful type. There's only one type good against it, and it's ground. And that gets countered by our water typing. So there's nothing that can inflict super effective damage on... Well, okay, that's not true. Let me think. No, I think still, like... Grass, maybe? Might be still be super effective against Lantern, technically. I don't know. No more Lapras. Lapras we'll bring back as well. Like I said, I've just replaced 2 Pokemon in my party with, I think I've replaced Lapras and Gyarados with, Chinchou and Krabby. So I'll put it back. It's that is also going to be one of our best Pokemon. As a water ice type, we need the ice typing. It'll be better than our than a Cloyster. It'll be better than a Dugong. Probably be a good type. We'll keep it. I think it'll be really tanky as well. So that's good. Yeah, I also reorganized my boxes because I had to add more boxes because there's more Pokemon that we need to catch. We don't even have all the ones that we could catch. I mean, we're trying to catch a Marill right now. There's already one more. But there's like several more that we can get. It's very exciting. And yeah, the Marill we can only come across in this specific area. So I can't even go down the ladder and run around down there. It has to be the entrance. Is Cloyster water ice? It looks like a water ghost. It is, yeah, it's water ice. Yeah, it's not a ghost. Yep. The same as Lapras, the same as, Dugong. I can see how you would think that, though. It does make sense. It does kind of have, like, a face on, like, a ball. Inside, like a clam. It is weird. But no, it is water ice. Sometimes I think I used to think it might have been also water poison. Might have had a poison type, but it's not poison type either. I don't know why it's ice type. Doesn't make any sense at all. Where does the ice type come from? Also, it's a water stone evolution. Why did you catch Eevee? I didn't catch Eevee. I was given an Eevee. And the reason we have an Eevee is because if we get a water stone, we can evolve it into Vaporeon. Which is a water type. So we can use that. So it counts. Anything that would evolve into a water type, I'm also counting. As long as the intention is that I evolve it into a water type. You know? I think that's fair. Like, I could get, I don't know if I have a good example of something that's, like, not water type. Well, Eevee is probably the best example. It's like a normal type Pokemon, but I can evolve it into a water type. I feel like that's fair. Is Vaporeon good? It is one of the better... It's probably one of the best evolutions. Yes. I don't know if I'll be using it because it's just a water type. And, like, we already have Feraligatr, which is just a water type. And I don't know if I want more than one Pokemon that just doesn't have any other type except water in my party. So, I don't think I'll be using it. But, you know, just for the collection aspects, we've got it. Or we'll try to get it. I don't know if I'll even be able to get a Vaporeon, because, like, I have to get a Water Stone for that, and it's near impossible to get Water Stones in this game, unfortunately. I'm hoping to get at least one, but if I get a Water Stone, the first one okay, there is one in the game that we're guaranteed. I will say that. But any Water Stone after that is almost impossible to get. So the Water Stone that I get, I'm probably going to use on Poliwhirl. First and foremost, just because I would rather have the Poliwrath. I think that might be the best option for that out of anything. Because the other options are would be Eevee, evolve Eevee into Vaporeon, Staryu into Starmie, Shelder into Cloyster, and I kind of think that's it for now. I think there's another one later, but that we don't have yet. Oh, Seal. Seal, I think, is a Water Stone evolution. We don't have a Seal. Yeah. So, that's the situation. It's really dumb. I've been trying very hard in between streams to get a Water Stone. You have to go to, you have to get a mystery gift, which is basically a mechanic they introduced in this generation, where you, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to link cable with, like, a friend that also has, you know, Pokemon Gold or Silver. And then you can both get a mystery gift, which, if you connect, which will basically just give you a random item from a list. That's basically it. It's a really dumb mechanic, honestly. I don't know why they thought that was a great idea, but I guess it was just another reason to like have people connect with their games. But there is another alternative. Instead of having to connect with other people, that's why I'm playing this game in the way that I'm playing. I'm playing through that's it. This is it. Okay, hold on. We have to not fuck this up. If we mess this up, it's gonna be real bad. Oh, gosh. Okay. How long? Okay, that was 30 minutes. But I think that's in addition to the 30 minutes I spent at the end of the last stream. So, it's not great. Hopefully, it just doesn't fight us. Oh my god, okay. It didn't fight us at all. Holy crap, dude. Alright, I was really, really worried. Well, was I worried? I knew I would run into it eventually. Aquamouse, the tip of its tail, which contains oil? Is that what it said? Oil lighter than water lets it swim without drowning. Give a nickname to Marill. Do you want to give a nickname to Marill? Do you have any ideas? Also known as Peekaboo. We could call it Peekaboo. That would be a funny reference. Who are you switching for it? Oh, I don't know. I probably won't use it. It's just a water type. I will use it eventually. I'll evolve it into a Marill, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just a water type. Chuck. Okay. Good. We use it a little bit. I'll have to determine at what point we use it. There we go. We did it. All right, we're done. Let's just go back. Oh, hold on. Let me add it to my box. Okay. All right. It's really coming together. Our party, our everything is coming together. I'm very excited. I do have to look up when it evolved. Oh shoot, okay, actually that's a really early evolution. So I guess we'll just be putting it at our party like right now. We might not use it very long. Alright. Cool. I actually am gonna have to end the stream though pretty soon after I look this up, so it's gonna kinda that'll probably be it. I just decided it'd be kind of fun to just play until I caught it. We are going to deposit Missy for now. Deposit her. And then we will withdraw Chuck. Withdraw. Very cool. We'll go to my PC. We'll withdraw, not Miracle Seed, none of this stuff. We'll withdraw Rare Candy. And then I'll just give it a Rare Candy. Just for fun. Because I have it. I have no other use for it. And there we go, level 16. Alright, so the next stream we'll be traveling around with the Marill for a little bit. Or sorry, with just Marill. With Chuck. And that should be fun. We are on our way to, I forget what it's called, the Dragon Gym, I think. How many badges do I have left? I have 2 badges left to get. Let's see. So we are going this way. Not that way. Sorry, this way. Not that way. Sorry, hold on. I have to go through this and then this way. Mahogany Town. I think there's a gym here, and then Lake of Rage, and then there's Blackthorn City. So we have 2 gyms left, and then I guess we do the Elite Four. Very exciting. Very fun. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna end the stream. When's the next gym? This icon looks like Jigglypuff. It does, yeah. It's got the Jigglypuff icon. Yeah, some of these are really funny. Like Derek's the Chinchou. He's got the like Magikarp one. The Slowpoke one's really interesting because it's like very unique. Poliwag's super unique as well. This Carlisle, he's for alligator. He just got the same one as Rico, and they couldn't look any more different. When's the next gym? The next gym, I believe the next gym is just Mahogany Town. So it's like, so we'll do, like I said, we'll go this way, and we'll go through Mount Mortar was the cave we were just in, so we can just kind of go past it, and then we'll just be in Mahogany Town, and then that'll be the next gym. I think there's a couple trainers on the route, but probably next stream, in the first like half hour or so, we'll probably be in Mahogany Town, doing the gym. The next stream, I think maybe Sunday. I'm thinking, depending on how I'm feeling Sunday, because I kind of have a lot of plans this weekend. Hanging out with a friend on Saturday, and then on Sunday I'm supposed to go eat brunch with my family, so I'll probably be able to do Sunday, I think. Yeah. And like, as per usual, I'll probably be starting at, I usually start at 7:30 Eastern time. Because that's my time zone. And it's just kind of like an optimal time, I think, for me. I can't really, I mean, I guess I could start earlier in the day, but I can't do that most days, you know, like, can't do that weekdays. Like, today, I can't do that. Have to just wait, and 7:30 just seems to be the most reasonable time for me to start a stream. But yeah, that'll be it. This was actually kind of an additional extra part of the stream, really. So, yeah, thanks for coming. I'll be uploading this to YouTube, probably. I'll, see you later, and goodbye.